Patrick, where you been? Patrick, where you been? Why haven't you done a show? What do you got, life outside of the studio? What are you doing stuff? Making moves, having people's livelihoods burnt to the ground. Hey, if you're watching us live on YouTube right now, it's midnight. Shout out to you for hanging out. Give us a like. It really helps the algo round. You know what I mean? Zero plan. That's the name of the game tonight. No plan. We're just going to hang out. We're going to catch up. We're going to talk. It's been a couple of weeks. And also Monday, I'm heading out of town for a month. I'll be on the road for a month. In Tulsa, I'll do some podcasts with Landry. If you haven't heard the last show that I did in Tulsa with Landry, it's a really good show. 2 hours of actually interesting conversation, really funny stories between two comedians at very different levels. And I'll let you make of that what you will. But really enjoyable. And, not the normal stuff with Landry where it all feels forced, like you're limited to certain conversational topics as if you're speaking to an Alexa or some sort of robot. I like Landry. We'll be doing some podcasts with him in Tulsa. And I'll do some podcasts in the other cities. I'm coming to all these cities. Let's get it up there. Tulsa, October 6th through 9th. Wichita, Kansas. I'll be inside of you October 14th through 16th. Little Rock, Arkansas, October 20th through 23rd. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, October 27th through 30th. On the road all month. If you're in those cities, you want to hang out on down days, that's fine, I'll need someone to buy me sweet tea. These are all the Looney Bin comedy clubs. And then also, depending on how many podcasts are, how do I get this off the screen? I don't know anything about tech. I want to, I'll be doing, if you don't follow my channel, my personal channel, my stand-up channel, just search for Patrick Melton on YouTube. Follow that channel, subscribe it, and get notifications. I'm going to try to do this. Now, best laid plans. But I'm going to try to do this for all of the month that I'm gone, daily vlogs. Now, when I say daily, I mean mostly what I'm talking about is show days. I think, I'll be off a couple days a week. But I'll try to do vlogs on those. I've never done vlogs in my life. I think it's a little... if you follow me, you know this. I don't do a lot of stories where I'm out with phones, like, hey, it's me. And, I'm here at the... I don't do a lot of that stuff. I find it cringe. But, everything is cringe. Stand-up comedy is cringe. Podcasting is cringe. It's all cringe. So I'll be trying to do some vlogging now with a purpose. The main purpose of which will be to hold me accountable to write a new hour. I want to write a new hour, and I'd like to attempt to do it in a month. So I haven't headlined a show, done an hour in a year. I haven't done a full hour on stage in a year. When I went last time, I had to go. I had a 6-month gap of not doing stand-up at all, and had to go. My first time on stage back was headlining, doing an hour, and it was very much checking my phone, relearning the bits in my head. And even the first time you do them, you'd not set something up right. So you'd come to a punchline and then you'd go, fuck, this isn't going to work because I didn't do the other thing. And, missing beats, missing tags, that kind of, if you're into stand-up comedy, it's that kind of learning curve. And then about 2 or 3 weeks into it, I started really having fun again. And, rediscovering all bit like, oh, fuck yeah, I do have a bit about that. I don't write a lot of stuff down. I've never been one to do that. And I got to the end where I was having fun. I was fucking with the staff because I had 3 separate hours I did. Well, like not repeating a joke, like repeating a couple jokes where I needed to like do a certain joke to sell my merch, or like like a kind of like a opening joke for like the town I was in or something like that. But like 3 separate hours run through headline sets and not repeating a joke. So that's how comfortable I was at the end of that. But now it's been a year since I've done an hour. Now I did do some sets in the past month, in New York City and in Vegas, but it'll be an hour. It'll be hopping back up and doing an hour. So my plan is I'm driving to Oklahoma on Monday. Wave if I go through your town. I'll probably stop on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, just to get some gas. But I will not be taking a selfie with that sign and then tagging it with an Eagles song. So my plan is to go up my first show in Tulsa. Unfortunately, Tulsa, you'll get the worst sets of this experiment. Or maybe the best. I don't know. So Tulsa, I'm going to do old material. Opening night. I'm going to try. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 new things, because I have written some new stuff in the past month that I've already been doing. So I want to go up and do the old set and maybe work in 5 new minutes. But every night after that, and some nights there's 2 shows, so I want to do double duty on them. Every night after that, I'd like to do 2 to 3 minutes of new material every show. Keeping it in, pulling it only if it's just hardcore eating shit, but that's almost more of a challenge. Keeping it in, filming every show, and in the vlog showing stuff working and stuff not working, both failures and successes. And number 1, it's for me, it's to keep me accountable. Number 2, I don't know if anybody's even interested in that kind of stuff. Are comics even interested in that? I feel like it's like as a comic, I don't know if I'd ever watch it, but maybe I would. So I've got I got 50 ideas for new bits on a notepad. I'll show those at the beginning of what I'll be working on. You guys can leave in comments what you think I should work on next, what bits I should work on next, or tell me what bits I should do. You guys will just tell me bits other comedians do to make me a joke thief. Savages. But I think it'll be interesting, and if for nothing else, it'll make me wake up, have to write every day, have to work on polishing something every day, because I'm gonna put it into the act every night, something new. And on nights where there's 2 shows, I'd like to do double duty. I'd like to put 5 new minutes in or 6 new minutes in. And then by the end of the month, when you got 25, 26 shows, I'd like to see how far down the road I could get to developing a new hour. So at the end of it, obviously the jokes that I've worked on the most, maybe started out with in the earliest, will be the most polished by the end. Obviously there'll be bangers and there'll be complete filler. So it'll be about revising that stuff every night, finding tags every night that work. I think it'll be interesting to show if I can show a joke from the first time I wrote it to what it's like at the end. I don't know. For me, that process will be interesting. I've never been a comic that like documents any of that kind of shit. You see these comics where they die and like their sad girlfriend / mom is digging through a trunk and pulling out like notebook after notebook after notebook of scribble. There was that Mitch Hedberg documentary where they dug through his his awful wife, Lynn Shawcroft, dug through all his notes. He had dozens of notebooks just scrawled in just so many fucking jokes. And yeah, I don't know. I in a way I wish I had all my jokes like that where I could kind of like search them. Oh, I got something on that. Let me go brush up on that bit for this thing. But ultimately I don't. And I think I would feel so fucking silly. You tell me. Comics who are watching, you tell me if this would make you feel silly. If you don't, by the way, if you don't write down your bits. Now, look, I have set lists and stuff in my phone. I have and I do have a notes app where I write down ideas, but I write on stage. I develop the bit in my head and on stage, and I never write down a finished bit. If you're like that, if you're a person who doesn't ever write down a polished, finished bit, like you don't have a library, you don't have a Word document that just has all your material in it, wouldn't it make you feel silly to sit down and write that? It would make me feel a little fucking weird. To like write out my bits. And you'll never, and maybe it's cliche at this point, but I don't do a bit the same way every time. I'm not one of these comics who's verbatim, other than where it relies on it for the joke. You know, if you obviously certain jokes have to have a certain rhythm, and obviously certain jokes have to have words and information delivered in a certain order. For it to pop. I don't know. I'm going to do it. Patrick Melton, follow the YouTube channel. And I wanted to buy, I want to buy a new camera to record this stuff. I don't have a 4K dedicated video camera. And I'd like to have a 4K. But I have a decent HD camera, but it's about 10 years old at this point. I have a Canon 7D with a hacked version of Magic Lantern on it that'll let me film indefinitely, but that's only HD. So that'll look sharp if I were to do it on that. But, who wants to deal with compact flash cards like it's 2011? And then I have other Canon mirrorless cameras for the studio that we use for the guests and myself, but they have a 12-minute recording limit for video. And those other DSLRs have like a 30-minute, 29-minute, something like that recording limit for video. They overheat is the problem. All these DSLRs and even mirrorless cameras, they overheat. So you really need something that's like a video camera. You need something that is a dedicated video camera that can film in 4K. And then every kind of camcorder you go by that can film in 4K will 100% look like garbage. It just will. It'll have a fucking wide ass depth of field. Everything will be flat. It might be decent, but it'll have a small sensor, so low light shots will look like shit. Unless you really spend money and get a high-end camera. So I go this weekend to order a camera, 4K camera, and you got to spend $3,000 to get anything decent. And now this Adorama.com, you ever heard of them? I'm buying it from Adorama.com, and they're harassing me. They're telling me my credit card isn't going through. And I'm using my Apple card that's built into my phone and stuff. I use it for Apple Pay for everything. I got a pretty good limit on there that I'm nowhere near. I pay it off every month. I buy everything on this thing because you get your Apple points back or something. I don't know how it works. Steve Jobs is going to meet me in heaven and give me a handshake and a root beer. But it keeps getting declined. I'm trying to buy this camera. It's a little over $3,000, what with all the accoutrement I must have. And it keeps getting declined. And the Apple Card is great. You can chat with an Apple representative from Goldman Sachs immediately. They treat everyone like they're white. And I start chatting with this agent. I'm like, hey, my card is getting declined for this camera. And they're like, we don't see it. I can't see it getting declined. And it's showing up in my transactions as pending 3 times now that I bought this camera. And I'm pissed because I'm trying to get it shipped to the comedy club. Obviously, I'm going to be on the road. I can't stick around Monday and take delivery of this piece of shit. I'm trying to have it shipped to the comedy club by Wednesday. Otherwise, I'm going to be the jackass holding up his cell phone doing vlogs, which is everything I think I've made it clear to you people that I hate. I would like to also start out this show by saying I owe a giant apology to everybody I've ever attacked. I spent a lot of time this week hanging out with members of the comedy community here in Las Vegas. I just got back from MGM an hour ago. I was at the Brad Garrett's Comedy Club with my buddy Eddie Ift, Mr. Eddie Izzard, Eddie Iftard, Shifty Ifty. Eddie Ift was headlining down there at Brad, so I was down there at Brad's checking him out. I was trying to I picked up some jewels. I haven't done this in forever. Oh my god. The reason I got him too is because I like a little nicotine buzz on my drive. I'm going to be driving 10 hours a day. A lot of comics, they'll do this thing. First of all, why are you driving, Patrick? Are you poor? Great question. Because I'm doing a month out in I call it the Midwest, but they hate that. That's South. Because I'm doing a month in the middle of the goddamn country, I shan't want to be stranded and or bored. So I like to have a car, to get from city to city between gigs. Otherwise, you have to rely on some fucking MC to drive you around. And we've all seen what kind of cars they drive. Right, Landry? Green Ford Fiestas. I wish I was kidding. Look up, Google lime green Ford Fiestas. That's what this kid has, unironically. It's sad. We should intervene. But I also, I like to be able to go get food, shop, go see a movie, get to the club when I want to get to the club. This MC's got to be at the club. We all stay in a house. The club owns houses, these clubs. And like these big houses with like 4 or 5 bedrooms. And there's 2 or 3 comics will stay in there. Either sometimes the MC will be local. So he'll just stay at his house, preferably, unless he's homeless. And, the MC's got to be down. MC's always eager to. I hate this when I'm trying to, just chill at the house all day before a show. And the MC's always running material by you. Yo, what about this? And it's like, okay. Patrick, aren't you going to be doing a vlog where you just run material by people? Yeah, yeah. So if we have some cool comics that I'm working with in these cities, we'll do some podcasts on the road. I'll bring all the equipment. Either way, I'm going to be doing vlogs over on the Patrick Melton channel. But I like to leave, I like to leave halfway. I like to leave the house halfway through the feature set. I like to walk in, sniff the room, see how they're liking it, and then get a drink and go on stage. Especially on a 2-show night. Well, I'm gonna show up at 7:15 p.m. for an 8 o'clock show. Go on at 8:50 because you started late. Stick around for the 10 o'clock show. Go on at 10:50. That's a long night. That's a long night for anybody. Oh, I got new merch to sell. I'm loaded up on merch. Come out and see me. It's new merch, but it's also the old merch. What does that mean, Patrick? You'll see. What else should we talk about? I know everybody in the chat's pumped up about Ty. I see this comment here. Ty performed for 3 people at a bar last night. Tonight he's out filming cops on the way to a gas station. What are you talking about? You're going to have to elaborate more on that if you want me to comment. I'm going to miss Halloween here in Vegas, which I'm super stoked about. My daughter, Bradley, has finally finished her period. I don't know if she's finished it because they say that now's the time when she's fertile. She stopped bleeding, thank God. 3 weeks of diaper on and off for every poo and pee. Little too much for me. But now she's fertile, so I still can't let her around any other dogs. But I'll be going out of the town and tying her to a tree, and I will fill one of the big Kongs with food, so she should be fine for the month. Kathleen's promised to come by and check on her, but I haven't seen that bitch in months. Honestly, I hope she's dead. It's too emotional to keep going back and forth with her. Really, it's tough. I went over to my neighbor's house tonight before I went down to MGM. My neighbor's having a daughter, and my neighbor's, how you say, Hispanic. What's the new thing? Latinx. That sounds like something you blow your nose into. Latin. They don't say it. Hispanic. They have parties all the time in their backyard. Fun parties. I'm not a fun party guy. I think about having a barbecue and 8 people over. These people, 9 folding tables, balloons. He had a taco spread out there that was catered, and I don't know if you know about this. What the Mexicanos do? Beef head, like they all the meat inside the cow head. They love making tacos out of that. It's supposed to be amazing. I'm too pussy to try it. He invited me over, so I go over there. Just the tallest, whitest Blanco on the Blocko. And I go over there. He tells me it's 6:00. I hear it kick off around 5:30, 5:15. But I'm getting, high. And then I go get dressed to go to the Brad Garrett Club. And I stop over. And by the way, I went out and got him and his wife a card and a gift certificate to the finest baby establishment in town. Walmart. And oh my God, I got to tell that beef tongue tacos are good. Yeah, I'm telling you. So I go over there. He has this whole taco station set up. And I'm like, did you get this catered? And he's like, oh, it's a guy I work with. I'm telling you, it looked like you hired this for your daughter's quinceañera. And I go over there and I get barbacoa and I had some carne asada. I was too scared to try the beef head tacos, but they had the whole spread, 7 different kinds of salsa, all unlabeled. It was good, man. It was good, but I felt very, very out of place. I was the only white, and I met his pregnant wife. I looked into their house, saw that they don't have as good a tile as me. But it's nice. He has no plants in his backyard too, which makes his backyard look so much bigger. I have trees and bushes. And soon a swim spa. I got a call from Vita Spas on Friday telling me after waiting 7 months, my $28,000 swim spa is in and ready for delivery. I am going out of town until November. So not everything works out. You got to keep it in perspective. Of course this thing comes in the minute I'm leaving. I'm so fucking pissed. But when I get back, they'll be craning it into my backyard. I'll be paying an electrician to wire this bitch up. And I'm telling you, you may only get podcasts from the spa from now on. Gonna have this new camera. The Wi-Fi will reach. I want to be bubbling and babbling. You know what I mean? That might be the new name of the show. Let's take some chat. Ty performed for 3 people in a bar last night. Tonight he's out filming cops. I gotta know what the fuck that even means. Adam says, I can't come to see you because you're not going to be any fucking where close to where I live. Where do you live? Tommy Salami says, how many names did Ift drop? That guy is more bitter than a carton of lemons. I don't agree with that. I like Eddie. I get along with Eddie. I've known Eddie for 10 years. Since I used to go out to their when he lived with old Jesus Christ, why can't I think of that guy's name? Why can't I think of the more famous Australian comic's fucking name? Oh, you know the one. Doesn't it start with a J? Talking shit with Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries and Eddie Eft. Back when they were like roommates out in Venice. And I never really got the vibe from Eddie Eft. He's just a name dropper. Look, he's a people pleaser. He likes to be liked. He's that kind of a guy. But I don't know about a name dropper. If showed up to his Comedy Store spot last week in board shorts. What the fuck? Yeah, but you know these motherfuckers in New York. Like, dude, I'm out there in New York. I'm telling you, and again, I'm 300 goddamn pounds. It's New York in August. It's a fucking steam shovel of shit. And I can't imagine all these comics do spots in shorts. All of them. It's so fucking crazy. I find it very off-putting and unprofessional. I guess in New York, it's just accepted, man. These motherfuckers. Also Australia. They do it a lot in Australia. But they're laid back. And Eddie's bigger in Australia than the United States. He is a surfer. He is, he's not posing. He is into that life. He lives in Malibu. He surfs. I don't know why he showed up with board shorts. To do a spot. That is crazy. But maybe he was running late. He's coming from the beach. I don't know. Ask if about Chad Zamak. They hate each other. Okay, so hold on. This is crazy. Like, I'm sorry that we're getting into deep inside baseball comedy stuff here, but this is a crazy coincidence that you're not going to believe. So Tommy Salami just says, and by the way, I hate this. Can I just talk to Tommy for a second? This is stupid. It has to stop. Will you sign in under your real name? This is silly. And for people watching going, what's going on? I know who this is, and they're being insane. I can't, I don't want to get into it here. This isn't the time or the place. Knock it off, everybody. What are you worried about? You're talking about glad handing fake fucks. Who doesn't want to piss people off? Okay, I've said my piece. And stop worrying about everybody. So I get home tonight, and I start checking my messages, and I had I didn't even take my phone out of my pocket for hours. So you just said, ask Eddie Ift about Chad Zamock. They hate each other. Okay, so I don't know who Chad Zamock is. Zumock. I get a text tonight from Trix. You guys know the foot guy. He'll hate that. And he tells me, "Oh, hey, I'm in Oklahoma City. The guy featuring for me this week in Oklahoma City is featuring for you next week in Tulsa." Okay. So I said, "Oh, cool. Who is it?" And he says, Chad Zamock. And I said, don't really know him, but it sounds familiar. Is he good? He said he's good, but he doesn't hang out, but he's cool. Doesn't really hang out, so he doesn't like go out and hang. And I said, oh, it sounds like Ty. He's cool. And he said he's very much not Ty. So this guy, Chad Zamock, is opening for me in Tulsa next week. I've never met him, and you're saying Chad Zamock hates Eddie Ift. I think more likely I'll text Eddie Ift about it tomorrow because it's past midnight. Somebody says Zamock blows. Wow. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Can we look up a little Chad Zamock? I don't want to. If I do this and then he's awful and I have to work with him next week, come on. And by the way, I'll be awful next week. So who am I to really? Zamock blows. This is To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, God. Okay, we got to look him up now. But now you guys are scaring me. Chad Zamock. I like that. Am I saying it right? Zamock? Look up his podcast with Kevin Brennan. Oh, okay. But see, Eddie and I were talking about Kevin Brennan tonight. Eddie and Kevin Brennan are friends. We were actually talking about Kevin Brennan tonight. Oh, come on. Okay, Chad Zamock. Let's get a look at this fella. Born December 27th, 1974. This man is 5 years my senior. I always find that weird when like an older person is opening for me. That's great. But maybe, in comedy, we're all babies until we learn to get raped by a priest. So this is what he looks like. This is too happy for me. Bring it down. He looks like people would like him. He looks like like the smiles are too big for me. Dial it back. Bring it down to Zamock. Here he is with Chris D'Elia. I don't know if I like people who point in photos. Okay, so obviously we got Chad Zamock. Maybe we'll do a podcast with Zamock next weekend and get to the bottom of this. Chad Zamock, none of this matters. Chad Zamock live in Denver at the Comedy Works. I don't find Kevin Brennan funny at all. Those tweets, those Kate Quigley tweets were funny. And by the way, can I tell you guys what I've heard about the Kate Q Quigley situation? Whew. If all the stuff I've been hearing comes out, it's going to be bananas. And by the way, has she been quiet? Has Kate Quigley zipped it up a little bit and gotten a lawyer? Does anybody know about this? Because what I've heard is not great. Like, seriously, this could be jail or death. Haven't enough people already. All right. All right, we're going to give Chad Zumock a 2.5 minute go. Here we go. For her, she's been quiet. We'll talk about that next. Face masks are required. Okay. Let's watch the video. Come on.
Denver Comedy Works, good comedy club, one of the best. I'm going to tell you right now, I needed this. I've been doing some shitty gigs. You've been to my website? I recently did stand-up comedy at a Long John Silver's restaurant. That's a true story. You call it a shitty gig, I call it $50 in free hush puppies, whatever. I turned down no gig. Got a phone call from my agent. He's like, Chad, good news. I just booked you in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm like, oh, you could have took the good out of that news. Yeah. You could have said, I got news. You're going to Kalamazoo, asshole. That's where you're going. He's like, you don't understand, Chad. It's a corporate gig. It pays good money. You're doing the Kalamazoo, Michigan Yacht Club. What? I Googled it. Kalamazoo, Michigan has a yacht club. And then I Googled some more. It's 151 miles to the lake. That is a horrible investment if you're living in Kalamazoo, Michigan. To be honest with you, I don't think I'd join the canoe club if I lived there. I don't know. Anyways, I do the show and I do great. President of Kalamazoo Yacht Club, Gary, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He comes up to me after my set. He's like, hey, Chad, great set. And I'm like, thank you, President of Kalamazoo Yacht Club, Gary. And Gary says this to me with a straight face. I'm not joking. He goes, Chad, let me ask you something. Would you ever think about joining the Kalamazoo, Michigan Yacht Club? I'm like, Gary, I don't think I could join the Kalamazoo, Michigan Yacht Club. I'm already in the debt consolidation club. I don't know if the two can coexist, Gary. Gary, I'm pretty sure you saw me drive up here in my 2008 Hyundai Sonata without a door handle. Wasn't exactly screaming potential Yacht Club candidate member. Interesting enough, the reason why I took the gig here at the Kalamazoo, Michigan Yacht Club, so I could buy a door handle for the Sonata, so probably not going to be joining the Kalamazoo, Michigan Yacht Club. Besides, I'm already in the snowmobile club in South Beach. Who's with me? Thank you. You guys are enjoying me. You guys are judging. You're judging.
Not everything needs to be a clip. I don't know. It's hard to look. I'm not going to judge anybody from one clip. God knows I've eaten shit. And I'm going to try to put up clips of bits I'm writing not working on my YouTube channel. Look for it. If anybody wants to make fun of me or burn me down, I'm going to put up the vid of the bombs, the hugs, the cries. He's good at talking. This is rough. Oh, come on. We're getting Zumock on. Next week, we're getting Zumock on, and you guys are going to have to fucking explain yourselves to him. Okay? We'll be able to do it live. We may not have video, but we'll try. I'm going to pack up all my equipment tomorrow, but god damn it, I always lose something. If you're an NLO fan and you come up to me and want to buy an NLO hat, I might have some. But you have to come up and do the secret handshake. Suck my dick. Okay, so yeah, I do kind of want to talk about this Kate Quigley stuff because I've heard some dastardly damaging shit. So last we heard in the public narrative that we're all hearing is Kate Quigley and three other comics, two dudes, two girls, scissoring in a house. Was this in Venice? In Venice Beach, I believe. right on one of the canals. And, like a nice multi-million-dollar pad. They're all doing coke one Saturday night. 3 of them pass away. The coke's laced with fentanyl. They're rushed to the hospital. Kate is rushed to the hospital. Now, Kate made it. She was back on Twitter giving a brief statement saying she needed some time within a day or two. And then 5 or 6 days later, she's posting topless photos, gripping a football, saying, I wish I was at the Rams game. YOLO and shit like that, right? And we were all kind of like, ooh, little tone deaf. Didn't feel right, And I also wondered, she's a smaller chick. I don't know her personally, so I don't know how tall she is. She looks thinner, like a thin girl. So is she slight? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like she could have a badonka. I don't know. I haven't really studied her body. I'm married to comedy and the Lord. But she seemed like a slight woman. And I would think that any amount of this tainted cocaine would damage her. So it was weird that she was the one that recovered when these bigger men, fell prey to this. Now, maybe the men were doing more cocaine than her. Who knows? Then it comes out, she used to date Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker and Hootie and the Blowfish issue a statement. He's no longer involved with Kate. He had nothing to do with this. This is a horrible thing, but in no way are, or Hootie and the Blowfish or Darius involved. Now, everything I'm going to say now is what I've heard and not verified as far as I know. But this is what I've heard from multiple sources. The house that they were in belongs to Darius Rucker. Kate is actually still dating Darius Rucker on the DL because Darius has another bae. Now, they're all in this house partying. Kate obtains cocaine from a drug dealer and gives it to her 3 house guests. She does not partake in that cocaine. She has her own stash of cocaine that she partakes and enjoys personally and doesn't share with the others. Now, why? I don't know about you. I've done I'm not crazy. I've done a fair amount of cocaine. Whenever we have cocaine and like we're running out of cocaine and then we get more cocaine, we just do all the cocaine. We either mix it or we finish what we have and then open the new. No one runs off, twisting off a bag into the other room going, this one's mine. No one does that. Now, look, maybe on the DL people do because, druggies are fiends. But, in my experience, we don't all keep separate stashes of cocaine. It's a very communal drug, It's not like we all head into the it's not like you look around at all your friends at a club and you're like, you guys want to do some coke? And then you all go in the bathroom and it's just separate stalls, separate straws, everybody. No. You all cram into one stall and do it off somebody's tits or clits. Coke. So I don't know about all that. So she had her own cocaine that she was doing. The 3 of them start seizing the fuck out and, going unconscious. She freaks. She calls the drug dealer that she got that cocaine from. He comes over. Now think, even if he's local, how much time has passed? Well, these three are just on the ground. Who knows if they're just foaming at the mouth and writhing or they're just out. He comes over. He starts panicking, like, what the fuck? They call the police. They do a little cleanup of the scene. And ambulance comes and so forth and takes them away. Now, from what I've heard, Kate was refusing to turn over her phone to the police. Now, look, it all depends on how she was messaging this guy. If it was text messages, her phone company will have a record of this. But if they get into that phone, it doesn't matter if you delete it. They can recover it sometimes. So I don't know. That's what I've heard. And if that kind of shit is true, and there's some more to it, I forget all the details because this has been a couple weeks now. But, that's damning shit. That's not like fucking around shit. I don't know if there would be charges for you just like not sharing your cocaine with them, only them doing the cocaine. But I can't imagine 3 of my friends falling down and me, calling the Chinese delivery guy that we just ordered Pai Gao Fun from and being like, hey, was there something? It's like, call 911. And by the way, take this from a guy who's gone to the hospital because I thought I was going to die while I was on cocaine. I had a friend drive me to the hospital one time because I was convinced I was going to die. I was freezing cold. I couldn't walk or move. I could, in like 3-minute spurts, I could like function, and then I'd go back to just shaking involuntarily. Scary shit. That's why I shan't be partaking in that kind of shit. I can't. This is too crazy going around. A friend of mine the other night was telling me they were doing coke the other night. That's crazy. It's too late. If you haven't done coke yet, you missed it. We're done with coke now. But yeah. So I don't know. This could be serious. If they get into that phone and there's like her talking about, and by the way, if she's been talking about this to friends, I don't know. And again, I don't know Kate Quigley. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if she's funny on stage. Here's what I know. She seems to just use her body and sex as her main thing to put out there to people. Every poster I've seen of her, every Instagram post and stuff, I'm not saying she doesn't mention comedy, but it's all very tits front stuff. So I don't know. And then, that doesn't bother me. I enjoy tits. But I don't know what you're supposed to put front, so don't ask me. We're all out there just trying to make it. I just, fuck, man. If that's true, if all that stuff's true, I don't know. What else do you guys want to talk about tonight? I believe it. Yeah, I don't know. That's all alleged. That's all not, for consumption. What flavor Bucky's jerky should I buy when I'm in Amarillo? Eddie Ifton. Eddie and I both bonded heavily over our disdain for comedian Graham Elwood, or as I like to call him, Doug Benson's opener. Shit. Long story short, I was like producing Graham Elwood's album for him in like 2012. And this motherfucker has been writing this palm strike joke for about a decade and a half. Palm strike, palm strike. He's into like martial arts, I guess. And he even carried it over to his next album, Palm Strike Dance Party, where he filmed a video, which I'm in. Look it up. Can we bring up Palm Strike Dance Party one time for the kids? So I go help him. Let's find Palm Strike Dance Party. I'm the DJ. He tried to cut me out of it because we had our big Palm Strike Dance Party. He's so bad. Graham is insufferable. Yes, correct. Palm. Yeah. This is like a studio in Woodland Hills where we shot this.
Yeah. Better stretch out. Iron that gi. Get your glow-in-the-dark nunchucks. Because we're about to start a palm strike.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. I just noticed this. 106 views. 106 views uploaded March 19th, 2013. So we did it in 2012. It took him this long to get up. Ooh.
Dance party, palm strike, dance party, palm strike.
Good writing.
Dance party, dance, palm strike, party strike, palm dance strike, palm party, palm strike, dance party.
Have raining palm strikes on my bone head.
Palm strike that body, palm strike that body.
When the lights go down, you make my palm strike go up.
Get those palm strikes on the day.
So I think that's Natasha Leggero singing it, the hook. This is me right here. I'm the DJ. There'll be some closer up shot.
Dance floor, get those palm strikes on the dance floor. The palm strike temperature is rising. Up through your karate pants, past your yellow belt, into your soul, and exploding out through your hands. Palm strike dance party, palm strike dance party, palm strike dance party, palm strike party strike, palm dance strike, palm party, palm strike. I'm gonna count to 10 in Japanese now. Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, chu. Now you want to speak Portuguese with me? Here we go. Oi amigo, tudo bem? Festa dance our palm strike. Boa noite, e bom viagem. I just said good night and safe travels in Portuguese.
This is I think this is Natasha Leggero singing.
Sweep the leg. Get him a body bag.
So, in addition to being in the video, I go and he's like, hey, would you mind shooting some stills? Because he knew I had a really good camera. He's like, will you come shoot some stills of the video shoot? You know, like the scenes you're not in. Like if you're not doing it, shoot some stills of us just, you know, capture us shooting the video. So I was like, okay. So I go. Now, all these girls that are in this video that you just saw come up to me and they're like, oh my God, you know, if you have any good photos of me, I'd love to get the photos. So I'm just like, yeah, of course, I'll put them all in as long as Graham's okay with it, I'll put them all in a zip and Dropbox and everybody. So give me your email addresses. So I get all these girls' email addresses. I put them in like a notepad. Go home. I don't think anything about it. I compose an email. I send it out to all these girls. About 4 days go by. I get a call from Graham. He's very upset. He's like, "Hey, did you send out the pictures to all the girls?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "To all the girls?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." So then I get an email from this one chick. I can't remember her name, but it was something awful. She was the color of mustard. She looked like a cockroach. And she starts going, "Hey, you didn't send me the photos because all the other girls got the photos. I talked to them and you didn't send me the photos. And I know it's because I'm uglier than them. And you only sent it to the hot girls." And I was like, whoa. Like, you say so much about like where your head's at, you know, when you do this like automatic projection onto people. We see it with Ty all the time. We see it with Josh Denny all the time. It's so weird to like come at somebody on your first communique with that energy. I know you didn't send it to me because I'm ugly. Now, she was hideous. Okay. But, I mean, that's insane. You know what I mean? I didn't even know what email address was what girl. I gave them my phone to like write their email addresses in and they like passed it around. I didn't know what email, like, and also like, why do I care whether hot girls or ugly girls have ugly or hot pictures of themselves? I give no shit. Doing this is a favor for Graham, you know. So, for people who don't know, Graham Elwood is opened for Doug Benson and just suckled at the teat of his podcasts and rode the coattails of them for 15 fucking years, if not longer. It's insane. When he comes to your town, he will regurgitate the same jokes year after year after year. Sweet tea. We've heard it. And you could say this. You could go, Patrick, you've told this octopus joke a million times. You've told this Aquarius joke a million times. It's like, yeah. And by the way, when I'm rusty, I'll whip those out because they're gold. I know I can end on one of those. Boom, bang, boom. And we're out of there. And when you're rusty, you got to do it. But it's another thing to do at every goddamn set. It's very, very weird. So I write this girl back like, "Hey, I didn't, you know." And then I notice also the email address is different than like what she typed. She had a typo in her email address. So I send her the photos, you know. And then I talk about it on the show. I go on the show just talking about, you know, how ugly she is and stuff. And then Graham calls me and Graham is very nervous, anxiety, energy. And also just a bit of a general all around kind of a cuck of a guy. And by the way, he is the kind of guy who will probably fist fight you. He's insane. But also, like, even with all of his martial arts training, I feel like he would, you know, blow himself out. I only know him from Jimmy Dore. That video was bad. No wonder he's attached to Doug. Yeah, I mean, on his own, it really is just a mediocre fizzle of a fart of comedy. So I'll never forget. Must have been 2014, 13, somewhere around there. So Graham and I have this big falling out. I'm in the middle of producing his album. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, you know, this chick, you made fun of her on her podcast. You called her ugly, and you can't do all that. You got to take that show down. You got to issue an apology to her, or I'm not going to work with you." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Dude, people sue for everything, man. She's going to sue for you called her a pig-looking ugly bitch or something like." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that's not illegal." So this is like in 2012, he was this kind of a pussy. You know what I mean? Like not even now where we're at, like with the wokeness. This is 2012. He's like, she's going to sue. I go, she can't do shit. I go, She wanted photos. She wrote down the wrong email address. She's got the photos now, and she called herself ugly, and then I went off about it. So he starts screaming at me. I'll never forget. I was at the Improv. I was parked behind Fred Siegel, back when you could fucking do that without 9 Mexicans yelling at you. And I was walking out of the Improv around the corner to Fred Siegel to get my car. Graham's screaming at me. And I just was like, what the fuck? And I hung up. He calls me back. He's like, did you just fucking hang up on me? You never fucking hang. He starts doing that shit. I hang up again. He sends me back an email. I might still be able to find this. It's the funniest fucking thing you've ever heard in your life. Graham Elwood, please tell me I have this. Yep, I save everything. The subject is, this did not happen. Oh, God. All right, hold on. You're making me look bad. She sent a message in that said, please read, very important. Your friend Patrick Melton has made a video mocking me using my real name on YouTube with racial slurs. See it here. And what does that go to? Video unavailable. What the fuck? Oh, must be I'm not logged into the right account. Angeli Jana Acting Roach. Oh, yeah, she called herself an acting coach. Hold on. So where is the... Where is the one he sent me? I'm telling you, it's one of the... I'm sorry for this. This is very unprofessional, but I'm high, and this is what you get. Ryan Elwood? Who's that? I remember the gist of it if I don't have it, but Graham Elwood. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Okay. So you're a smart guy. It's a shame to watch you self-destruct. Good luck with all your future endeavors. He goes, to Patrick Melton, I do not condone your behavior, and therefore I am terminating all work agreements between myself, my corporation, Palm Strike Inc., and you, especially regarding the CD and music video, Palm Strike Dance Party. This ends all further work and communication, both business and personal. This ends all communication, both business and personal? I just reply, you can't end personal communications without a restraining order. Overreact some more. Patrick Melton, CEO of Patrick Melton. He hates me. You are a smart, funny guy. It's a shame to watch you self-destruct. Good luck with all your future endeavors. Graham Elwood, CEO of Palm Strike Inc. I said, how am I self-destructing? Because I stand by my words and actions, don't cower at every stupid, empty threat. I've been self-destructing uphill for years, man. Regardless, I'd rather self-destruct doing what I believe in. Good luck. Like, he was so worried about this dumb bitch suing us. Suing him for something I did. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was so insane. CEO of Palm Strike Inc. Here's your sign. Fucking hell. So fast forward a couple years. Eddie invites me to come on the 300th episode of, or 500th or something of Talking Shit, his podcast. He's doing it live at the Melrose Improv. Hollywood Improv. So I'm like, yeah, of course. He's having everybody on. It's going to be like a running 3-hour show. He's going to have just people coming up on stage, going off stage, just kind of rolling with it on a panel. Graham Elwood goes on about 30 minutes before I'm supposed to go on. Everybody's up there for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and kind of empties a chair for the next person to come up. It's kind of a rough schedule, but whatever. Everybody's hanging out in the bar. And then when it's time for you to go up, you go in the showroom and go up. So I'm in the back watching, and Eddie comes off. He leaves the people on the stage. It's great. He's got everybody there from his show that you've ever fucking heard on his show. Miss Pat was there. This is way before who's the black chick who blew the fuck up before she was huge. God, I can't even fucking think of her name. Girls Trip. The newer chick. Fuck, you guys know the one though. Basically anybody who's Sam Tripoli's there. Everybody was just hanging out the Improv. Anybody who had ever been on Eddie F and Jim Jeffries podcast, we're all up there, right? Eddie comes off and he's talking to me. He's like, "You ready to go on?" And I was like, he knows my history with Graham Elwood. And he's like, and I'm like, I don't know about up there with Graham Elwood. He's going to get so mad. And he's like, well, just wait till he comes off. He's been up there like 30 minutes. He'll be off soon. Graham Elwood stays on stage. Tiffany Haddish, thank you. Yeah, she's up there and everything. He stays up there for an hour and a fucking half. So much so that Eddie comes off stage several times and we're in the back of the room just laughing at how desperate. Comics in the back were all just in a booth laughing at how desperate it's coming across for Graham Elwood. He's not even sitting down. He's running around the stage with the microphone, just trying to one-up everybody. It's so cringe. So I tell Eddie, like, don't worry about it. I don't need to go up. It's not a big deal. I'm having fun. And I don't go up. Cut to, like, I moved to New York City like a year later. Eddie calls me, I think in the middle of the night, and he's like, you won't believe what just happened. Now, I don't remember the story, so I don't want to put words in Eddie's mouth, and we've talked about it on the show. Grandma would hit him, or he threatened to hit Eddie, and like they had a giant blowout over something. I can't remember exactly what, so I don't want to say. And for years, all we did was laugh and laugh and laugh about Graham Elwood. And then fast forward to, I think maybe last year, Eddie tells me him and Graham Elwood made up and he can't join me in making fun of Graham Elwood anymore. And I'm like, that's so insane. So I did, when you say Eddie F's a glad-handing people pleaser, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he has to make up with him. I can't imagine making up with that dope. I remember sitting there editing his CD, being like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is Chad Zubak level shit. Is that his name? Did I nail it? I don't know. And by the way, Chad, if he hears this later or earlier, I don't know you, so none of this is real. Yeah, I don't know. I am not looking forward to the drive. I am, by the way, for everyone just like hanging on, holding on to your hope that we're going to get into Thai stuff, we may not tonight. We're having a hang. We may not. What I will try to do is do another live show tomorrow where we can dive all into Thai stuff if you guys want. But we may not get to it tonight. It's 1:30 a.m. We're chilling. No one's recording this. What I will let you know about the Thai situation for people who are not in the Overdose. By the way, if you're not in the Overdose, join the Overdose. Support the show. For a small monthly fee, it goes to keep independent podcasting comedians. I just had to buy a very expensive camera. If you support the stuff I'm going to be doing, show some love. Join the Overdose. I'm not like one of these comics who's constantly telling you their Cash App and their Venmo. I'm working on stuff. Send me something. I'm working on stuff. Send me. No. You sign up, you get some stuff. Okay? You sign up, you get the stuff. You get access to the current bonus stuff. You get access to the past bonus stuff. You get access to the past non-bonus stuff. Wish I could say that for everybody, but I can't. Join the Overdose. Support the show. It's the number one thing you can do to support the show. If you like the show, if you like me, or if you hate me, support the show. It only goes to buying me unhealthy foods. I'm slowly... Kool-Aid and I have a death pool that just has each other in it. Join the Overdose. Or head over to the store, get a hat, get a shirt. All the new stuff is coming when we fire back up here in the studio in November. All new merch coming. So it's your last chance. I also got to redo. I'm redoing my website, patrickmelton.com. It's old as fuck. Parts of it don't work anymore. I'm over it. I'm going to put up a simple page. It's just going to be a QR code that leads to Lemon Party. So support the show. Do that stuff. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But at least give us a like and a subscribe, okay? Here and over at Patrick Melton, my other channel. Irma's in the chat. This bitch. Irma is cool now. We like Irma. Why, Patrick? Well, she sucked me off in the parking lot and all is forgiven. No, I met Irma the other night at an open mic, a midnight open mic. And she's very I had no idea that she's blind as a bat. Who knew? I didn't know that. Somebody was saying she has a vision issues. I don't know what exactly they are, but they're pretty severe. Doesn't affect her personality. It's still shit. But she was saying to somebody, we're all very drunk, and she said to somebody like, I can't see, and it's like I didn't know that. So you should have to. I know why your middle initial is C, because you can't. Got him. No, I don't know. She has some sort of vision problem, but that's weird because I feel like she's out and about doing stuff, and I feel like she drove. Maybe she didn't drive. But I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's blind as a bat. I still like her. She can hang. She can dish it. Retinitis pigmentosa. Oh no. Boy. Sounds like the worst thing for your eyes
in the world.
But no, I guess blindness is worse. She's a fun lady. She's a nice lady. Be nice to her. So yeah, I go up to this open mic called Champagne's. And the reason I go up to this last week, I was hoping to catch some drama between Ty and this guy Trouble. A lot has happened, and I feel like, we'll get into it on another show, but just for a teaser. Ty is unwelcome in almost every club in town. His friends are talking shit about him. I can't say any more than that. Genuine friends of his are laughing at him, like behind his back. It's sad. Now, look, most of my friends laugh at me behind my back. But also, what you got to know is I don't consider any of you real friends. I have my dog. That's it. I noticed Ty doing all this backpedaling, trying to make up with people. He keeps putting this out into the universe. Like, and if those people want to call me and talk to me, my number hasn't changed. He keeps putting that out there. Like, I'm willing to make up with anybody. We should just squash it. I'm trying to have a good time in the community and just build comedy. I want to hang out and have fun. How he's changing his narrative and his language to all that from fuck everybody. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to be professional. Fuck everybody. I'm not going to hang out. I'm not trying to, that kind of shit. So when it comes to, taking his word for a direction that his personality is taking, it kind of, any way the wind blows. So he's banned from Sean Fitzgerald, Fitzsimmons, Roger Podacter. He's banned from Fitzy and Friends show. He's banned from Dirty at 12:30, who just took his photo to hang on the wall and had to take it down because he's such a maniac. By the way, Gabe was up there talking shit about you Friday night, Ty. What do you think about that? He's never getting booked at LA Comedy Club again. That's just not happening. He doesn't seem to understand that the drama he created there with Gooch, even though it might not have been his fault, is not something they need. They saw how he reacts. He tags them all over social media. He posts to them. He tags the managers. He tries to hurt the club. He tags the Strat, Twitter, blitz of publicity trying to drag their name through the mud. He's never getting booked there again. He doesn't work any of the good clubs in town. Okay. The Cellar, Laugh Factory, Brad Garrett's. Okay. He doesn't work any of these clubs, the A clubs. He's had to run back to Chonkla's with his tail between his legs after trying to steal that from slammy shows. And now he's showing back up to Mike's, just wandering in like a lost puppy, making weird eye contact with people. He had a falling out with Trouble, wormed his way back in with Trouble. Now they, were both outcast and both had a need. Trouble can't get comics to do his show anymore. Ty can't find a show to do anymore. So Ty talks to Trouble. They squash it. Ty gets booked to headline. Ty headlines. Later that night, they go to the Champagne's open mic last Tuesday. Trouble goes up there looking for just that, starts fighting with a bunch of comics, from what I hear. And really big blowout, exchanging words with Ty. They go online, start exchanging words. Trouble's just calling him a forget, this forget this fruity little forget. All over the place. Forget. He takes it in the ass because he's a forget. You guys know what I'm saying? And not only in print, but on videos, on stories, on Instagram videos, on IGTV videos, on Facebook videos. Forget, wearing an artisan shirt. One of the nude pools he manages. Now, it's dumb as fuck. This guy's an idiot, okay? Throwing that word out like that nonstop is so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Doing it in your employer uniform is insane. And exactly what you thought could happen from doing that did happen. Ty captured the videos. He pulled them down later, but it was too late. Ty captured him. I was watching these on my couch as he was doing them, and I was like, fuck, somebody should pull these down because he's going to hide them. But I was too lazy to get up. I should have done it. But somebody got him to Ty. And Ty posted him up, called the Artisan, which is owned by Siegel Property Group here, a big owner of Vegas property and hotels, hospitality stuff. And from what Ty says, Trouble is now banned from the Artisan. He booked pool parties there, events, comedy shows. So he's still asking people to go vote for Trouble in Vegas is the best comedy show in Vegas. You don't have a comedy show anymore, dude. Then Trouble goes on posting like, don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm fine with the Artisan. It's like, what? Which is it? Now, there haven't been shows this week, so I don't think he's fine with the Artisan. What's funny is all week long he's just been promoting other pool parties at other hotels. Ty's so dumb. He doesn't understand, like, you could get that guy fired from everything he does. Every fucking hotel he works at. Like that, what he said to you, is insane. I think he made physical threats on him and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't look, I'm on Ty's side with that stuff. You can't do that to people. But I'm not on Ty's side with going after. Ty does this thing where he pretends. First of all, let's be very clear. Nobody says forget more than Ty. I'm a forget. I'm a forget. I love being a forget. He loves saying it. He loves anti-gay, homophobic jokes. He has a lot of them. And he says that he can do it because he's gay under the guise of I'm gay. So I can say it. We can say it. Let's not forget that this is a guy who a little over a year ago got banned from an LGBT comedy show for being derogatory towards homosexual people. Okay? And he went on a thing, I'm going to get canceled. I'm going to get canceled. They're coming after me. Freedom of speech. Da-da-da-da-da. I can say what I want. I'm an ally. Right? Fast forward to now. Ty's canceling people. He has lost 2 people in Las Vegas comedy shows. Gooch and now Trouble. And whether or not you like those people, it's a comic going around canceling other comics. Now, what those 2 people did isn't right. I think they know that. I think Gooch knows that he probably shouldn't have done that. Engaged in that manner. And I think, I don't think Trouble understands anything really, honestly. I think he twisted his horns too tight and it's fused his brain to his skull. So maybe that's a bad example. But, this perception that Ty wants everybody to have that he's a rebel and people are trying to cancel him. People are lying. Remember, he's trying to have videos taken down. He's canceling people's shows. He's being a hypocrite, calling out somebody using a word that he uses all the time. It's very Baby Shark behavior.
Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark.
That's all I got to say about that. Our very own Josh Denny, former friend of the show, tweeted it out. Also, my friend Ty Rivera, who has been going through the same stuff in his career and life for the past few years, continues to inspire me with his resolve to fight through all of it. He's talking about cancellation, being canceled. What are you talking about? Your friend Ty Rivera has been going through the same stuff through his career and continues to inspire you? This is fucking crazy. He's literally out there canceling people. He's literally being a hypocrite. He's literally being language police. They can't say forget. Okay. I got to get new tires tomorrow. I went and got my oil changed today. So fucking high. I go to Jiffy Lube. This is mistake number 1. If you want to overpay for an oil change, head on down to Jiffy Lube. $89 oil change. $10 coolant recharge. My air filter looked like it was full of spider and or Easter eggs. $149 total for an oil change and some fluid refreshes and stuff. My Mexican neighbors are still, I told you they were having that party earlier with the tacos. I told you this whole story. They're still, I hear right now, I don't know if I can get it in the studio where you'll be able to hear it. They're still blasting music. This studio is pretty soundproof. No windows, no doors, lots of fabric curtains, lots of wood, lots of acoustic paneling, lots of furniture. We pad it very well. We try to soundproof it nice. They're blasting music at 1:40 a.m. Ranchero music. Listen to that. I'm going to try to make it real sensitive in here. I apologize if this sounds like shit. No, we're not going to be able to do it. Fuck. I hear, because I hear the bass. I hear boom, 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 boom. I might go over there. If they've still got tacos, I might try the beef head one. Should I? Come on. If anybody has, my point is, if anybody has, a couple spare 215 55R 17s, with, just half tread on them, really, is all I need. Something. They told me that I have almost no tread on my back right tire, and I got to drive to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Monday morning. So I have to go find a Sunday tire place now. This is what I get for putting everything in my life off. And I got to find out when my credit card's getting declined. Maybe I'm poor. Maybe I have nothing, and maybe this is just how it all works out. Maybe this is how it ends for me. No tires, no hot tub, no tacos, no bueno. Gotta say, the Denny Melton era was hilarious. I think Josh is funny. I don't know what he's turning into. He's turning into like a right-wing kook. How close are your neighbors? Jeez. It's not even that close. But bass is a tricky beast. That's how earthquakes work. Feliz Navidad. I would love to have Josh Denny on the show. Could we get people to start tweeting him? I want to find out what's happened. Because here's the thing. As far gone as Josh was, I feel like I need to understand what he sees in Ty Rivera. I want to believe, because in the same way, like, this is why I tell people, like, people really have a fundamental understanding of, like, when I say, like, Ty's not a good comic. They laugh. They go, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Ty's a great comic. And I go, like, what are you talking about? Like, Ty's a great comic. I've seen him kill. And it's like, that's not what I'm saying. I have no doubt that Ty can go in and gay pun his way to uncomfortable rolling laughter. No one is not going to laugh at a sassy gay. It's hack. It's all puns, and it's gross, promiscuous stories. I'm not even going to argue about it because we've listened to 2 hours of it. It's garbage. Pure garbage. I'm telling you now, if we had a pie chart, it's 30% gay puns and 70% gay encounter stories that don't have an ending or a funny piece to them, other than that he gets a lot of shit on his dick. Maybe there's 10% of him treating audience members like shit, because that's also a big component of his show. Whatever I say to you, you have to take, because I'm gay. It's like, ugh, enough. You know what I love? A comic that doesn't mention that they're gay until halfway through your set and you didn't even know. You're like, oh my God, who cares? Ty is like, so I'm gay. And then his closer is, and that's what it's like being gay. It's like, okay. But comics talk about what they know, yes? Yeah, that's not. First of all, yes and no. Comics talk about whatever the fuck they want. It's a little one note. And it's not funny enough to be. He has maybe 5 funny minutes of gay material that he stretches into an hour. I'm telling you, I have 2 hours of a show he did 3 months ago. 2 solid, different hours. It's garbage. And look, I'm telling you right now, maybe I'm garbage. Come find out. Patrick Melton. Follow the YouTube channel. Subscribe. Get notifications. I'm going to be very transparent. I'm going to be talking about how I'm writing bits. I'm going to be showing you my list of topics and picking, the process of how I'm picking a bit to work on. I'll show you that bit either working that night or failing. Not every night, There'll be more interesting things that happen, I'm sure. Follow along. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to do it every day. And of course, if you follow, participate with comments and encourage me or insult me, it will be the wind beneath my wings. Come make fun of me. I don't give a fuck. Give a thumbs down. Give a thumbs up. See if I give any shits. Just interact with me, will you please? If I ever uploaded the money he put into that Palm Strike dance party video, 103 views. 8 years later, 8.5 years later. Jesus Christ. Grim Elwood. If he doesn't have an Instagram account called Instagram, he's really fucking up. Don't comics talk about what they know? Yeah, what do you talk about more than bumping into things? Right. It'd be like if all I talked about was being a huge piece of shit. It's like, is it what I know? Yes, but, people don't want to hear about it for an hour. It's so funny to watch this guy melt down. I love it. And by the way, don't harass Ty and don't interfere with Ty. I'm not asking people to do anything. I don't want anybody to fuck with Ty or hurt Ty. I don't wish Ty any ill will. I don't have to. This motherfucker will self-destruct. Okay? So don't fucking worry about it. So I say tomorrow, we all get together. We'll catch up with Ty in trouble. We'll do a deep dive into that situation. Because I don't have it in me tonight. We're coming up on 2 a.m. Plus, if I've got to get up and get tires, who knows? But I do want to get on the road early Monday morning. I got to do laundry. I got to pack. Oh, God. Chad Zubak, is it? Let's leave with this. Josh Denny is also on a new project he's doing called Next Week Tonight. I don't understand it. He's ripping off John Oliver's logo. It's on something called Censored TV, which is another one of these right-wing kook sites. Get Off My Lawn, Off the Record, Man Up with Jacob Wall, Beef Squad, Atheism is Unstoppable. So, Car Guys, cool stuff. What he's doing, though, and I can't, look, I don't know if I can make green screen stuff this bad. I don't know if I can edit this choppy and bad. I don't know if I could not act right on screen to this level ever. Okay? Just watch it. Just watch this. A show by Josh Denny. This is showing photos of him from his Eat It All show, Promises, YouTube stand-up videos from 13 years ago. A photo of him that doesn't even look like him.
Everybody, welcome back to Next Week Tonight. I know we've taken about a month off and it's been a long hiatus, so there's a few things to update you guys on. In the last month, I launched an all-new poo-cast called Jankum. You can tune in.
This dude has 98 podcasts. Okay, look. He has a lapel mic on and the audio is still bouncing around the room.
Every week to me and guests shooting the shit about whatever we want to talk about. And if you want to check out the bonus portion, Talking Shit, where we ask our guests fun shit-related questions, check that out on...
You hear that, Eddie F? He's stealing your podcast.
Locals. Go to joshdenny.locals.com to...
So you have to sign up for a pay site for every different podcast he does that'll quit in a month.
check out all that exclusive content. You can use promo code NWT to get your first month free. I also, in the last month,
Niggas
found
with
out that I have an
tires.
autoimmune disorder. And I know what you guys are thinking at home. Josh, is this the AIDS that we assume you have because of your thin physique and gaunt complexion? Well, I wish. Turns out it's something even worse than AIDS. I have celiac disease. Now, if
You see, the timing edits are very Thai-esque. It's like, do another take. Your timing's off. Your pauses are off. Just do another take.
you don't know what celiac is, it's an allergy to wheat. But when you have celiac, it's more than just a wheat allergy. You have an allergic reaction to so many other things. It can be wheat derivatives, can be oats, it can be bad music and pussy. These are all things you just can't have if you're allergic to gluten. So forgive me if over this last month I've spent more time putting a gun in and out of my mouth than putting the show together for you guys. But I've decided to
Was
stick
the gun
around
a
just
cake?
a little bit longer. So let's get into this week's headlines.
Good point.
Seven's the key number here. Think about it.
Right.
Seven
11s? Yeah.
7 dwarfs. 7, man. That's the
A lot has happened while we were on
Jesus, what a weird fade.
break. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo finally resigned after months and months of sexual assault allegations from his former staff. Now, we asked former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie what he thought about the scandal, and he said it was a disgrace, because when Chris Christie eats staffer pussy, he finishes it. Mask mandates are back in Los Angeles, and in a lot of ways, it kind of feels like they never went away. To up the ante this time, businesses are even starting to mandate proof of vaccination upon entry into their establishments. It sounds like Jimmy Vollmer. Into their establishments. The only business in California that has railed against these mandates is the local juice shop, Jamba Juice. In music news, after months of promotion and
Jews?
listening events, Kanye West has finally released his long-anticipated album Donda, which was named after his late mother. Late mother, late album. The album is under a little bit of heat because it features appearances by some of the most controversial figures in music today, like Marilyn Manson and DaBaby. Another interesting piece of the album is this enigmatic cover art. Am I even allowed to say that word, or is that their word? I don't know.
Wow.
Apparently, it's a picture of everyone that voted for Kanye in last year's presidential election. Popular paywalled content sex site OnlyFans has been...
The sound is changing in between bits. It's like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. The production, like, I'm buying a $3,000 camera because I don't want my vlogs to not look good. What's happening?
Been in the news lately, first announcing that they were going to ban explicit sex work from their site, and a week later, reversing course on that decision. Now, personally, I think OnlyFans could use with a little bit of restraint on some of their content. I mean, let's get down to business.
OnlyFans could use with a little bit of constraint? I mean, do?
What we're really trying to ban are unfuckable fat girls. Hurricane Ida is making waves throughout the southeast. That's probably a bad choice of words, right? Killing Cubans. No. You won't see that on a weather station. Hurricane Ida is waterboarding Latinos as we speak. And really, she should be named Hurricane Guadalupe because she's covering a lot of ground. I haven't seen that much square footage get cleaned since I impregnated a Latino maid. Latina maid. Let me correct myself. It wasn't a dude maid.
By the way, this was a big thing. I said, Josh becoming this right-wing nut. I mean, he really is. He went crazy about the Texas abortion ban thing. About how, like, anybody, you guys remember he got in trouble on Twitter. So, like, any girl who doesn't know she's pregnant for 6 weeks is a whore and all this stuff, and he got all this attention for it. And he's against abortions and stuff. It's like he literally knocked up a maid of his. What show was that? NLO show. Because I'd love to be able to pull it up. If anybody can do some quick research in the chat, we'll try to find the show in the archive and play it. He knocked up a maid, and then she was going to have the baby. She's Hispanic, obviously, because maids. And, he convinced her over months to get an abortion. And it was way into the pregnancy. So it's, again, just another hypocritical thing. And I swear if we could find that, it's 2012, I believe, or 11 maybe. And it was just like, what the fuck? How can someone flip so completely? And by the way, be so fervent about it. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had this position. And it's like, okay, what about when you knocked up the maid? These shows are great. We should watch several of these. You only get a 5-minute clip.
You can't impregnate dudes, or maybe you can. It's 2021, right? Everyone can be a birthing person. We'll get into that in a minute. Now, Florida locals have said that the hurricane was clearly and obviously brought on by the recent migration of LA homosexuals. We're looking at you, Dave Rubin. This is you.
All right. Somebody says it's Nobody Likes Onions. 788. Harry Plotter. 788. Let me see if I can get at the video for that on the server. 1 second. Wrong one. Okay, 788. Show video. Hold on. The NAS has to spin up all the drives down in the old data closet. 780. If you're right about this, it's going to be great. I love that he gives you a 5-minute preview of all his shows. 788. God, come on. God, we've done quite a few programs. 788. Wait, hold on. That's audio. What the fuck? What if I didn't have it? What if I don't keep the shows? 788. Open with QuickTime. Clock, I say, I'm bored. Nobody. It looked like a goddamn NASA suit. So before me. Okay.
offended, they could sue me. Or if I lived in Arizona and did this, so like I don't care if you are like be whoever you are and own it.
Why does gay have to equal weak? So when you say
Whoa, what is this?
About it's not shit.
yeah.
Laser shows, all this shit.
So I was wondering how we became Facebook friends. So I looked at exclamation point, and I go, I
think it's made out of a small.
We have like 2 guests in the studio. Hold on, I'm trying to find the right spot.
And on their website, they say they do not exchange.
Oh, here's his maid.
Yeah, but
Okay, hold
everything
on.
you clean, you're spilling pubes on afterwards. I don't want all that.
They best not
shit.
have pubes. I'll throw them out.
Is there anything?
They best be
illegal?
under 12 or get the fuck out. Shisha.
Oh, absolutely nothing illegal. We have a very strict no touching
Why
policy.
can't I get this
But
on the screen
Sergeant
for you?
Jonathan Stewart with the Lubbock Police Department says otherwise.
Jonathan
He says
Stewart.
This business is considered a sexually
God, look how
oriented business.
dated this
That
show
requires a
looks.
permit
Hold
in
on.
the city limits. Lubbock Fantasy Maid Service does not have one, so he says they cannot operate.
Just the fact that employees are topless or.
All right, hold on. I apologize for this shitty video.
He says if they continue,
He seems
they
disappointed.
could face a fine.
Without a permit would result in a
Believe me, if anybody wants
fine.
chicks
Borat
cleaning
says
naked,
she has nothing to worry about because
The only reason I don't like going into the details is because
All right, I think this is it. Here we go.
first trip.
investigate the business. The owner of Lubbock Fantasy Maid Service says if that's the case,
Look how
she will
fat this
seek
fuck
legal
is.
representation. As for their clients, police say they will not get in trouble for using these services. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Christy.
So, I mean, look, all I'm saying is
tell me about
sometimes-
this maid.
Sometimes the sharpest knife in the drawer is also the rustiest one.
Tell me about this
That's
maid.
all I'm saying.
Was this maid
girl's pretty
cleaning
smart.
nude?
Not at first, but it started that way.
Why don't you ever be honest about it? I feel like, and let me tell you something. This is a real talk.
We already had this show.
No, but we're gonna get it one-on-one with me, you and I. Let's zoom in here.
Okay.
If you don't want to talk about it, we won't. So just say, let's not do this.
No, I have no problem not talking
then-
about it.
Then for once in your fucking life, I want you to look at me and tell me what really fucking happened
In that room
from
that
the
day?
beginning. Yeah, like just don't be coy about it with your.
But it was a
fucking-
coy situation.
It wasn't.
It was.
Tell me how she showed up and how she cleaned the first time, and then how you got her nude, and how you ended up in her. Like I mean, for
I don't
real.
want to go through the whole thing.
But I have. to understand-
but I did. The whole thing did start with a cleaning nude like fantasy discussion, and then that happened, and then it just went to fucking.
for more money.
Yeah.
First trip.
Yeah. This
First
was all
time-
this was all the first time.
The first time she came to clean, how did you get into a? I'd really love that ass to be out.
That's
Like,
not
for
what
real.
That's not what I said. We just had a chemistry, man. It's like you meet anybody and you have a. Don't laugh at me, man. I'm trying to be honest. You just have that chemistry where you meet somebody, you chat back and forth, you joke
You
around,
finger her ass with a feather
you
duster.
don't do any of that. That's not good. You joke around, you have a rapport, and then you go, "Why don't you clean that naked?" And she goes, "Why don't you let me clean that naked for an extra $50?" And I go, "You won't." And she goes, "Oh, we have to throw out the 50." And then next thing you know, she's cleaning naked, and the next thing you know, she's trying to have your kid.
Throw out the 50. Jesus. I bet you won't clean that naked. I bet you I will. Throw out the 50. What? I'm disgusted by not only the fatness, but the camera angle.
Did you fuck the first day?
Yeah, man. There was only one transaction.
She never cleaned again for you.
Well, at the hospital, she cleaned, but
Just
just
by
remember, this
swa-
is the one that tried to keep the thing.
Yeah, I know. How many were there?
That tried to keep
How
my
many
kid?
maids have you fucked?
I haven't fucked maids. Just that was the only situation. But
Okay, but the first
The
time she's over, you get her
abortions-
naked and fucked.
yeah, man. I got a close right now.
Why the fuck you lying?
That's why I don't want to
Why
do
you
it.
always
Okay, hold on.
lying?
I have 100%.
Oh my god.
So
Stop
you're there, you have
fucking
a report, you
lying.
say, I mean, how do you bring it up? She didn't bring it up.
Yeah, no. I said something. Well, she was wearing a low cut top, and she had big tits, and I was like, I was like, does that ever become an issue when you like? And this is part of the banter. I was like, do you catch guys like eye fucking you while you're cleaning and stuff? And
What, like, do you ever get pine sol on those?
No, it's just like the only reason I don't like going into the details is because it's like completely explicit about how much of a creep I have no problem being. So I'm just like, oh, and she's like, no, but they fall out sometimes. And I go, oh, do I have to pay extra for that? And she goes, well, do you want to pay extra for that? It's like a banter thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll pay extra for that. I was like, but I want the whole thing. And she was like, you really want to see me clean naked? And I go, yeah, I'll fucking watch you clean naked. And then it just
I'll watch you clean naked.
I hire maids
Is there a
occasionally
more
come-
fatter, desperate activity? I have nothing to do. I could clean myself, but I'd rather get you over here to do it because there's pizza to be eaten. Also, I'll just watch you work naked, and people want to get rid of these immigrants. Okay.
And most of them are older linebackers. This was like a young. Well, I actually feel like it was a whole sting operation.
Well, hold on. In Tampa, I had a woman who was getting a divorce, and it was. I usually don't like to be home. I feel like that's a real piece of shit thing to do. I want to pretend like, hey, I'm too busy to clean. I have other things to be doing.
But if you were single,
Exactly.
you showed up fuckable.
One time I was home with a woman while she cleaned, and she was fuckable. And she just started talking to me about all the problems she's having with her husband and stuff.
Oh, then that ruins
And I
it.
could have fucked her. I
Okay.
really could have
Oh,
fucked
okay.
her. And I just never made a move because it's weird, and I have that line in my head. You don't.
I don't.
I get it.
There's no lines in my head anywhere.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. That's what this girl did. She wanted to fuck somebody and clean up afterwards, and then she turned it into a business, much like the sticker. We just wanted to make fan
Okay,
stickers.
I see how that conversation comes about. And she said, "Okay, now did she strip right in front of you?"
No, it was one of those things where it was like it kind of played off like okay, we're fucking around, and then I went in the other room and did something, and I came back and she was
Really
naked.
And good body.
Yeah, amazing body. I told you this girl had an amazing
Despite
body.
being shaped like a V.
No, I mean, well, they're not Latino men. They're all shaped like
They're all
Vs.
made of that meat.
They all
wad.
got big backs. Why do
And
they have big?
shoulders.
They have big backs.
They're bred like
Swimming.
linebackers.
For swimming.
Yeah, but the big back had great tits in front of it. She might have had the best tits I've ever seen in my life.
Now-
and gave the best beach.
So did you
Ever.
negotiate
Now,
price
hold on,
before
hold
she
on.
got naked?
Yeah, 50. You said.
Yeah,
Can
but
you
I
stop bumping around.
But I never.
You're enormous. You're like a black Kool-Aid man.
We,
and I need you to stop.
we negotiated price, but it was
It's like the 14th time, man.
we negotiated.
You negotiated?
It's fucking fat. We negotiated price, but I never actually paid for like any of this. It was obvious, just like that was part of the
See, well,
conversation.
done.
but I
Now,
didn't
okay,
actually
so
pay
she was
her.
naked and cleaning. Then what happened? You
I
were like,
just ma-
oh,
I just made a fucking move, man.
What'd you like? What do you mean?
I just grabbed her and started making out with her.
You're a real creep.
No,
Wait
she
a
was
minute.
already naked.
Right,
so it's
bro,
fine
thank
to
you.
grab her and start
yeah,
making
man,
out
a
with
girl's
her.
naked in your house. You pull it out, you go in.
And then she was like, yeah. What? You want to make out with this? You need to get money up in this pussy. What? I need a dollar. That's what.
What on?
No?
yeah.
No sing along?
I feel like I'm about to start a jeans company when you play that song.
And only get 2 seasons of a show.
yeah. A reference everyone got. I love it.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
And then I just started seeing.
So
and then
you
I just started seeing her.
So you started. Hold on. You started making out with her.
Yeah.
She made out back with you.
Yep.
People are saying this was fake, right?
She
And
grabbed
then
the
did you
dick, or
pay
did
her
you
for
put
the
hand on
cleaning?
it?
No. None of it.
You didn't pay. So how much cleaning did she really get done?
Half a coffee table?
About half an hour worth. Half an hour.
Now was she an independent?
Like,
Where did you find her?
She was recommended through a friend.
Craigslist.
I bet she was. Who is it? Walter?
No. Nope.
Did the friend fuck her?
No, I don't know, and I don't. I never
You don't
really
wanna
wanted
know.
I don't want to know.
I am not svelte.
Yeah,
I'm still
I mean,
very
what's her
bloated.
number? I'm not gonna.
Can you recommend?
All I'm, dude. I'll tell you what. She cleans dick. Maybe the best that anyone's ever
but how
cleaned
do you
dick.
fuck all these girls with no condom? You're insane.
I don't
That's
do. I
scary.
don't do that anymore. I don't do it
You
anymore.
sound like a Matt
Until
Damon
tomorrow.
movie.
I don't do it anymore. No, I've been You scared it into me. I'll wrap it up now, Daddy.
It's not. It's just worth it, man. It really is. You went through. That would have ruined your life.
Yeah, would have. Totally would have.
And then that kid would have gone back and listened to all these podcasts. Like, this kid ruined my life.
I would
and killed himself because he's gay.
Perfect. Perfect. I tried to kill you before you got here.
God, if you can,
If you were a good, if you were a good son to me, you'd hook that shit up.
Oh my God!
You only want one thing for Father's Day.
Look, either you kill it or I'll convince it to kill itself when it's alive.
We got Moody.
That would be the best abortion sales pitch
We got
ever.
Moody in the chat. I haven't seen him in there forever. Star's in the chat. Star, I need to talk to you tonight. Phone conversation if we can. I got a thing I need you to do, and I can pay you if I. Well.
I didn't know she was hot for hire like that, huh?
Yeah, well, she's trying to move back to LA. She needs the money. I'm gonna make my move.
I got a spare room, Star.
I know
inside
that
of my room.
She ain't riding that BK no more. She might want to get on that PM.
Patrick Melton.
Yeah.
Wow. And if somebody could find, what's the one where he just goes on and on about how being gay is a choice and no one's born gay? Like, that's crazy stuff, man. This is like stuff that never came, like all the worst shit he's ever done. He's never gotten in said he's never gotten in trouble for. It was on NLO, and it was all 10 years ago. So this is all like buried in the. You have to have like an overdose membership to even hear this show. That's crazy. If you've ever wanted an overdose ad, there it is, packed full of shit like that. Deep archives. That is from 2012. Fuck. So it all comes full circle. And then maybe we'll do this one too tonight. There's a roast video of Artemio Rios. So this Artemio Rios guy, Trouble in Vegas. You know, he had a roast of him. The roast. Trouble in Vegas. This Angie Crum chick who I ran into the other night. Look, I'm not saying good things or bad things about Angie Crum, but she was fucking Artemio Rios. Trouble. It's like, if this guy fooled you into fucking, like, I'm sorry. It does take away from respect for you. This is a gross man. So in May, back when he had people on his side, our buddy Kool-Aid, our buddy Brad Goolsby, Ty Rivera, Adam Dominguez, all these guys. Oh, shit. Aftershow 776 is the gay stuff? Fuck. Okay, so... That's crazy. And how do you know that? You know, what are you searching? So what was I fucking talking about? Oh, so he throws this roast of himself. By the way, when you throw a roast of yourself, it's cringe. But Angie Crum, the girl who was fucking him, roasted him. And listen to the stuff she says about him. It's all the stuff that's come out. He mistreats women. He's a drug addict. He never has any money. He's not really good at what he does. His whole thing about like, I am Vegas, da da da. It's like, go look at the view counts. Go look at the likes. It's hard. It's, you know, like, and granted, some people are doing better in other areas than not. I'm a one-man show. It's hard for me to focus on all areas of social media and get likes everywhere. You know, you kind of got to pick your battles. You'll usually find like one thing where they're getting some traction. This is like nothing, man. And I'm telling you, imagine fucking a guy and then talking about him like this.
The lady of the hour, you know her, you love her, our favorite. Give it up for Angie Crum.
By the way, this is Trey's Mallow, one of the worst in Vegas. $18 people in this building.
Everybody? All right, now we're moving on to the man of the hour.
That's Trouble. Look at him. That's Trouble. What's wrong with those teeth? He's drunk.
You run a show called Trouble in Vegas. They should call it Disappointment at the Artisan. Or Trouble Filling the Seats. I'm
That's a good joke. Trouble filling the seats.
How are you guys? I've seen larger crowds at a gangbang and they left more satisfied. You want to manage us, you can't even manage your first two clients, cocaine and cocaine.
This is great. I mean, first of all, we're getting like unprecedented views of this man right now. Second of all, he wants to manage us. She's saying that. Listen, I want you to really think about the dynamic. Trouble filling seats. He wants to manage us, she says to the crowd. It's all comics. It's all comics. Okay? That's who's at this show. Mostly comics coming up to roast him. So he wants to, that means he's brought this up to people. He wants to be a comedy manager. The guy who would wear your brand on his shirt while he screams vulgar hate slurs into a camera threatening violence. He wants to manage us? How about you manage getting some more people to the cabanas at the pools that you work for? This is, I don't know what this guy's doing. It's not a lot. And I don't understand. I don't understand it. He's a strange one, man. Watch this character.
They're the ones that get most of your money anyways. Everybody hates him. How much of a fucking piece of shit can you be to give trouble about?
The Artisan, by the way, look around this hotel. It looks like the prop closet for an escape room. It's just like a bunch of, it's crowded with furniture and photo frames from the Haunted Mansion.
He's the kind of douchebag that makes a girl pay for her drink and then he roofies her.
He loves it. They all love it. He's a dirtbag. They love it. They love it.
You're such a faker that even if you tried to donate a kidney, that would fail too.
She talks about kissing him. Where do you hear this?
His mom tried to abort him and they said, I'm sorry, ma'am, a man that's 45 years old is too late to abort. What did I sign up for? For those of you that don't know me, I come from a huge hunting family. I mean, I grew up with a gun in my hand, you know, and so I told him about that. He's like, I want you to take me hunting. I said, okay, I'll take you hunting. Start running. I'll fucking shoot you. And then from there, I'm going to stuff him, and we're going to put him on tour to all the schools around the world so the sex ed classes can see what the face of gonorrhea looks like. Trouble in Vegas, more like trouble brushing your teeth.
Damn!
Jesus.
I kissed him and didn't know that gingivitis was an STD. Want to start rubbing some toothpaste down your gums for once instead of all that fucking blow. Flossing is not just showing off. The guy uses women all the time for stuff, like he asked me for a ride, like an Uber, you know, and I said, hey man, I go, that comes with a fucking surcharge. And then, you know, he took a bunch of fucking naked pictures of me while I was sleeping. I said, now you're looking at a motherfucking criminal charge.
He took a bunch of naked photos of her while she was sleeping.
We got one!
I said, that's where I fucking draw the line. And then he snorted it. Trouble's turned on by pictures of women when they're passed out. Even when he jerks off to porn, it's when his computer's on sleep mode. He doesn't like dirty talk in bed, just when you're snoring. He tried to put a finger in my asshole, but who wants an asshole in their asshole?
Jesus Christ.
He's a Cancer, not the zodiac sign, just a cancer to the Las Vegas comedy scene.
Heart beats for you, man.
So, I don't know what the fuck you just said. So we've established the fact that that he's a Mexican guy. He's 100% Hispanic. So after the show, I told him that I would give him a ride to his other job, working at the Home Depot parking lot. And I told him this time I would be nice and I would actually let him ride in the cab of the truck. All right, trouble is uncircumcised. It's the first time I've seen something uglier than Mike Krasner. He asked me to do some coke off of his dick. It was just a bump and his foreskin did it before I did.
He's killing. He's such a piece of shit that I'm sleeping with.
Tonight has been fun. My name is Angie Crum.
Angie Mug Fucking Crumb.
Kevin Hart.
Jesus Christ. Get me out of that. There you go. I mean, fuck. Imagine his breath stinks, his dick's weird, and I sleep with him. Like, what? Jesus Christ. Like, even if that's true, you wouldn't want to put that out there. Gross. As someone recently told me, she's the kind of girl whose mud hut is cleaner than her tuna hole. It's one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. Angie's got a double chin, so the balls have a great resting spot. Jesus Christ. One more, shall we do one more next week tonight? The one we watched, he's out of practice. He said it was his first one in a month. Let's see him episode 6 when he was in the swing of things, doing one weekly. I'd like to, and we'll end on that tonight. What do you say, huh? Just a good old-fashioned, uncensored TV. Got a long intro full of self-indulgent clips. So that's good stuff. I like Josh. I don't know what he's doing. No quality control of anything here. Just throwing shit at the wall. Hopefully something sticks. I won't put too much effort into anything.
Next week tonight, guys, we are back, and so is the mask mandate in Los Angeles. If the buffoonery hasn't gotten absurd enough, Los Angeles County is the only county to reinstate mandatory masks indoors. And I know what you're saying, but Josh, we have the miracle vaccine. Isn't it working? Well, turns out it doesn't. This is what drives me nuts about all this fucking vaccine nonsense. Either the vax doesn't work, or the masks don't work, or neither of them work. But either way, cases are going up, the vaccine number is going up, and the information just doesn't jive. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not going back. I mean, the last thing I need is an obstruction in front of my face keeping food from getting into this guy. And you can tell by looking at me, masks didn't work the first time. I mean, if you follow me, you know I've had this thing probably 3 times since the end of 2019.
No, you haven't. He says that all the time.
Comorbidities and still be alive, this thing isn't that big a deal. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people that do a better job of covering all the conspiratorial natures of why they're doing this, but I can tell you, I know this. They're not doing it for the reasons they tell you they're doing it. They say they want to keep you safe, but when have they ever given a fuck about that? I'm with
This is
Gavin on
going
this.
great.
This is a situation where right now in our society, we need to be disobedient. Get in trouble, speak up, get arrested, cause a scene. Do not go quietly into the night. This is the problem, is everyone is just complying, and this is what they're banking on. So push back however you can in your little ways. I'm going to do it the way I do it the best, by talking shit on this show. So with that, let's get into this week's headlines.
That's the key number here. Think about it. 7 elevens? Yeah. 7 dwarfs? 7, man, that's the number. 7
So the show is,
swirling on a branch.
he plays this whole scene. It's way too
On my
long.
uncle's ranch. You know that old children's tale from the sea? It's like you're dreaming about gorgonzola cheese when it's clearly
Imagine this whole movie clip being an intro to a segment.
Step into my office.
Why?
Because you're fucking fired.
In wildlife news this week.
So the shtick of the show is these are future headlines. Next week tonight, things he thinks will happen. He's making up headlines a la The Onion for what's going to happen next week.
Australia is trying to fix the PR around shark attacks by rebranding them as negative shark encounters. In related news, Africa's following suit this week by rebranding female genital mutilation as spring cleaning. In sporting news, in an apparent attempt to top golf as America's most boring sport, the MLB has announced that the upcoming game between the Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays will be covered by an all-female commentary team. Talk about a broadcast. Movies are back.
This is just like 7 of his shitty tweets wrapped into a longer package for video. It's like, and he delivers them and he's like, see what I did?
And this week, Marvel Studios took their place at the top of the order with their recent release of the long-awaited Black Widow film. Fans are even more excited for the upcoming sequel to the Black Panther franchise, Wakanda Forever, where the Wakandans are faced with their biggest threat yet, type 2 diabetes. You could have also said swimming pools. You ever notice there aren't any swimming pools in Black Panther? As a matter of fact, didn't the final fight take place in a small, shallow body of water? Where they were like, no, my powers are useless in the small, shallow body of water. Just like Usher's kids. Google it. Next week, education takes a turn for the worse as drag queen story time morphs into transgender show and tell. But let's not talk about the California recall. In business news next week,
The timing is all off. The pauses are all off. The jokes aren't good enough for the
When
pauses.
asked about this choice, CEO Chang Chan simply replied,
That was our 5-minute. Oh, God. He really does leave you wanting more. All right, we're going to get out of here very soon. Just a reminder, I got shows coming up. I'll be headlining, and I'll be in your city if you're in Oklahoma, probably. Tulsa, Oklahoma, October 6th through 9th. Wichita, Kansas, October 14th through 16th. Little Rock, Arkansas, October 20th through 23rd. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, October 27th through 30th with Vegas' own Jimmy McMurrin will be featuring in Oklahoma City. Don't know him that well. Seems like a nice guy. Vegas guy. Come out to one of these shows, and if you can't, follow Patrick Melton on YouTube. And I'm going to be doing the vlogs. It's going to be really embarrassing, cringe stuff. All the stuff I make fun of people for on this program, I'll be doing it over on that channel. So head over there, make fun of me. What a loser. He's not funny. He can't rape jokes. Whatever stuff. What's with that? Well, you're going to have to be more specific when you ask questions like that. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is coming up on 3 a.m. We got to get out of here. It's been a fun little midnight program. I watch the channel. We'll try to come on here and do a little bonus stuff tomorrow. Before I pack up and have to get out of here, okay? A lot of stuff to cram in, what with the new tires and everything. You guys know how it goes, right? It's tough sometimes, right?
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Break it, fix it, crash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, slide it, get it, paste it, save it, load it,